You must have heard the word Quad or Quad meet a lot recently in news. Now, what is the Quad? We'll tell you. What is a Quad alliance? A Quad alliance is an alliance of four nations, like-minded nations coming together. In this case, what you've heard recently is of the Quad alliance that consists of four important nations: the United States of America, India, Australia and Japan, an informal strategic setup for these countries to come together to work towards a free, open, inclusive and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Amid tensions between Russia and Ukraine, the Afghanistan situation, China flexing its muscles in the Indo-Pacific region, top leaders of the Quad nations got together in Melbourne, Australia. How was the Quad formed? It was created after the tsunami of 2004 when India, Japan, US and Australia came together in an informal alliance to collaborate on relief and rehabilitation efforts. It was a follow-up to the maritime cooperation efforts among them. But nobody paid heed to the alliance as such till the time that then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh of India, in a joint statement with Japan, pledged support to a security alliance and coming together of countries, like-minded countries in the Asia-Pacific on maritime security. Back then, the larger context of Indo-Pacific was called the Asia-Pacific. Finally, senior officials of the four Quad countries came together for an exploratory meeting, and to be honest, it was a hush-hush meeting done very quietly on the sidelines of the ASEAN Regional Forum held in Manila in the year 2007. However, when they decided to hold their first ever security consultations, China sent note verbals to all the four countries. That is, diplomatic notes seeking explanation from all four Quad nations. Australia and India back then were wary of upsetting China, and therefore that informal alliance fell apart. How did it make a comeback? Well, then Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific strategy did strike a chord with the Quad members. Quad was supposed to establish an Asian arc of democracy to counter autocracies in the region. But unity among the four nations was somehow amiss, with many accusing the alliance of only being one that was to counter China. However, the Quad alliance did make a comeback in 2017. Trump administration released its first national security strategy paper, and the US president back then was rather confrontational with China. He stressed the importance of Indo-Pacific over the Asia-Pacific region. It also came at a time when all four nations were rather wary about China's expansionist policy, whether it was Chinese activities in the South China Sea, the trade war with the United States of America, or direct confrontation with India along its borders. In the year 2018, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in one of Asia's premier security conferences, outlined India's Indo-Pacific strategy. Quad stature grew from Foreign Secretary level interactions in 2017 to Foreign Ministers meeting in 2019 to the Heads of Government meeting in 2021. In March 2021, the leaders of Quad countries met for the first time virtually and later released a joint statement, The Spirit of Quad, which outlined the objectives and goals of the grouping. On the 24th of September 2021, the first ever in-person Quad Leadership Summit took place in Washington, D.C. Objectives of the Quad. According to the document Spirit of the Quad, the primary objective of the grouping include maritime security, combating the COVID-19 pandemic, especially vis-a-vis vaccine diplomacy, addressing the risks of climate change, creating an ecosystem that enables investment in the region, and boosting technological innovation. The other motive of the Quad is to keep the strategic sea route of the Indo-Pacific free of any political or military influence. It is seen as a strategic grouping to counter Chinese domination. The core objective of the Quad is to secure a rules-based global order, freedom of navigation, and a liberal trading system. The coalition also aims to offer alternative debt financing for nations in the Indo-Pacific region. Quad members have also expressed willingness to expand partnership through a Quad Plus, which would include like-minded countries like South Korea, New Zealand, and Vietnam, amongst others. Now, what is the significance of the Quad for India? It is believed that this grouping strategically counters the military and economic rise of China. Interestingly, if hostilities between India and China increase at the borders, India can seek support from its Quad members to fight the communist nation. In addition, India can also take help of its naval front to go ahead and carry out certain strategic explorations in the Indo-Pacific region. For more such videos, keep watching NewsMo.